That's a packing. That's a you thing, right? That's a
What
you
is
question.
it? Which one?
XD hidden.
I don't see it.
Here, I'll maybe post. I'll copy and paste the chat for you.
You just read it for me with your
Sure, but my sexy
beautiful voice.
baritone voice, yeah.
I like
Hello,
it.
I'm just a tier 3 player who tries playing for fun. I was wondering if you could help me with a mentality issue I tend to have often when I'm playing the game against someone who makes us the obvious underdog, like tier 2 teams, trials, etc., that are more known. I feel an incredible amount of pressure going up against teams which are much more experienced in competing. Is there anything that they tell or teach new out players how they think about when they first learn to compete at a high level? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff should kind of be done throughout like your whole career, right? It's like that's a kind of like an inexperience thing and like a development and growth type thing. Obviously for us this year, I mean, it's something that we've been working with the players throughout the entire year because we have a bunch of guys who are, from either lesser known regions or who other teams didn't want that only we wanted or weren't successful on other teams. And like mentality shifts are extremely important. And you always have to be confident, right? When we go into team games against, Shock and we're the obvious underdog, right? There's nothing to lose when you play those games. Uh, people rated us the 20th team at the beginning of the year. So we really embrace the underdog mentality and we force ourselves to improve. And there are, unique ways you could do it throughout like your practice structure, but really through like experience and I guess really experience is the biggest thing. It's what's going to really help you whenever you see teams that struggle with, map fives, or if you see teams that struggle with, playing against teams that when they are considered the underdog or players who perform worse against players they think are really good. It's a mentality thing, right? You just need to really focus on your gameplay and not who the other person in the server is. If you do that, it'll help a little bit. And then once you get that experience and you start seeing a little bit of development and growth, then you'll kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Well said.
Thanks, man.
Happy to. Who's the biggest troll in the team? Ooh, I'm gonna say Lastro.
Biggest troll? Maybe Lastro. Probably
Lastro's he's like Kariv 2.0.
Yeah.
Can you say why? Is there any
why?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about scrims, it's like you got like this thing. I don't know. I call it the floating Zen. I mean, like he is floating, but he like goes around the map, and like Kariv did this last year. It was always like he'd start at your spawn, and somehow he'd end up in their spawn when your team is still on the point. Like Lastro's in Mozambique, just like shooting orbs into people, and you're like, Lastro, what are we doing? It's like, no, it's fine. Maybe, and then you hear like a maybe troll out at the end of it, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, he likes to have a little bit of fun with it, and that's fine. I mean, especially this year, need to have a little bit of fun with it, so it does keep things light. So,
what else we got? I'll just narrate the channel. I'm taking Reagan's job now.
Yeah, Reagan.
Good time.
Do your job, Reagan.
What's your favorite moment from the team been so far this year?
Me or
yeah.
you?
I mean, I'll answer after you. Yeah.
Favorite part, probably being in Dallas. Getting to actually like have everybody together and travel and see what a normal year should be and how everything would be functioning, and being able to interact with those guys and get the first win on the road in Dallas in front of their home crowd and shut all those people up because we don't like Dallas. That was pretty good. And it was a lot of fun. We got to go out, have some good times, eat at a bunch of different restaurants, and really get to meet and understand who these people were. So I think that's probably the highlight for me. Yeah.
Yeah, those food places are pretty solid out in Dallas too. That was it the Asian fusion place we went
to
like
every
day?
Sushi, dude. The sushi was so good.
Day. Yeah, Dallas so sushi. Good. Who knew? No Top Golf though. I wish we could add some Top Golf in there.
Yeah, we need to go back to the Allen. What it was last year. That
Allen Center. Yeah. Favorite moment. I guess. I mean, Dallas was kind of like the only moment we really had this year, right? Like,
I mean, there was a lot for like the Atlantic Division, but not for us because we were supposed to go to China after that. So
yeah,
well, happens.
I mean, I guess not going in the midst of a global pandemic is a pretty solid moment. So bless up for that one.
I think you were just scared. So
I mean, I had everything ready to go. Meg was scared; she didn't want me to go.
Yeah.
But
I was. Yeah, that's true.
Meg and Mary were probably worried. But
they definitely were. Yeah. What about you? What was your favorite moment?
I said that. I said probably Dallas.
Oh, you said Dallas? Oh, I just wasn't listening to you. I was ignoring you. So
that's fine. I ignore me too sometimes. which player surprised you the most this year? Is that our team or is that in general?
It's good old Wookiee Jesus. I like that name. Does he look like a Wookiee or does he look like Jesus? Or both?
I mean, his picture, his avatar's pretty good. View profile.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally it's
Actually,
it's literally Chewie with
okay.
Chewie cross.
I like that. Player surprised us the most this year. For Valiant. Okay. How about you go first on this one?
Most surprising? I'm gonna say. So I have like two answers, right? Like just pick like from the new guys, I would say it's probably Dreamer. I think he started off, we got Gig and Dreamer obviously, but I think coming in, that competitiveness helped him, and I think he became really solid, solid main tank. And then I would say from coming in last year, I'd say Shaxx being able to come off the bench effectively from he basically played majority stage 3 last year and then played a bit mix and match in stage 4. And then, starting off this year, we ran the KSP, KSF split for a while. And then, the meta just favored Shaxx and, he just slotted right back in. So I think that's, pleasant surprise. You don't always get to move in your bench players to be competitive. Which is nice. It's good for the scene. Esports historically hasn't been able to do that. So those would probably be my two.
Yeah. Those are good. Shit. Yeah, I'd probably say Dreamer, right? Like Shaxx, we knew had talent at the beginning of the year. We knew he had talent last year, and that's why we, wanted to keep him around. Dreamer, it was a crazy experience because I literally never heard of the guy, and he applied to our open tryouts, and we tried him out, and watching him play the first time, it was just like he's playing on 200 ping in an East lobby, and he was just dominating everybody, and it was like, who is this guy?
Yeah, it was Stu brought him up, right?
Yeah, and it was like, it was so interesting because I like it was one of the players I kept up with contenders so much last year, and I had no clue who he was, and then we brought him back and we kept trialing him, and it was good, and then we started talking to people about him, and then his progression throughout the year and how he's developing, and he's worked, he worked with Stoop, he worked with Surprise, he worked with myself, he worked with Gumba, and he just keeps learning and learning and learning, getting better and better and better, and I mean it's nice to be able to see that, and it was really surprising to me just because I had no idea who he was, literally no idea, and that's one of the things we always talk about, that it doesn't matter who they are, where they came from. If they're talented, but being able to watch him grow and develop, and how excited he was when we beat Shock that first time, that was amazing. It was awesome.
I'm also trying to keep up with Twitch chat too, so trying to jump back and forth here.
That's
Why play Winston Sigma?
Why play Winston Sigma? Well, that's something for me to know, and you never find out until we don't win on it. So, that's the answer there.
Hello, Pixie.
Yeah. How difficult is to change strays mid-game when the original plan isn't working? It's not hard, right? That's something. Well, actually, I should say it is hard, but it's not hard for.
It's not complicated,
our staff, our players, because that's something we've stressed a lot this year. It was something we worked on last year, and then I think getting these players, we realized that it was a brand new experience. We had a lot of things we could do. We could implement a lot of things, and when they announced those hero bans, we put resources into different things than other teams did, and we really focused on fundamental concepts of how to play the game. Didn't matter what heroes you were on. Things need to change, and you're going to play teams, and they're going to change their strategy, and you need to be adjustable and adaptable, and you need to be able to put players in and trust them to be successful on things they're good at. You need to put players in and trust them to change the strategy, right? It happened against Atlanta. It happened almost every game this year, right? Our job as coaches is to pick these things and during the match that aren't being successful, and how do we get to that solution? And that's something that I truly love Gunba for. Because, during these matches, we sit there and we just argue the entire time. A map starts And we just sit there and we argue the entire time about what's going wrong and how do we fix it. And then by the end of the map, we come back with something that's good, short, substantive feedback that we give to the players, and we make the changes we need to. If that's a playstyle change, if that's a hero change, if that's whatever, and we do it. And it's been very successful this year. And I mean, it happened against Toronto too. We came out really strong. We made some mistakes in the middle of the game there, lost third and fourth map. And we were talking about, how do we beat this? What do we do to win? And we came up with something we thought would be good. We talked with the players about it, and just let them execute. And the players did a great job, and we win the game. And to me, that's really important in hero pools. It's something that was not so important last year because of no hero pools, and you could play it's goats v goats, or like it was very linear in terms of progression with how things went. Somber goats beats goats, 3 DPS beats somber goats, goats beats 3 DPS, right? And this year it's not that simple, and it's a lot more complex. And instead of the coaches delivering that extremely structured feedback into how you play the micro of the game, it's more how do you win, and how do you find that? And is that putting players on things that should be suboptimal that they're comfortable on and they can win on? And it's just the state the game's in, and I really enjoy it. So hope that answers your question.
Are you going to sign any of the new Vancouver players? Nope. Who was the strat on Anubis against Toronto? Trying to scroll down. What strats? Do we even run a specific strat?
Winston Sigma?
I guess it's the Winston Sigma question, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, collective, right? All our strats are collective. There's not one person who, makes something. It's a collective effort on the team, coaches, players. We want to find things that work. We try things. We don't care what it is. If it works, it works. So
I'm gonna go through the Discord ones. We got a few in here. I'm trying to bounce it. Lucianal. Team Mike versus Team Packing 3v3. I have the all-time head-to-head record, so you take it as you will.
My players throw on my team. So
yeah, that's what it is.
I always get shafted. Yeah.
Did you expect KSP to pop off as much as he has, and is he Rookie of the Year? Yes, and yes.
Yeah,
I think 100%. I mean, contention with Z maybe
Yeah, I remember talking with Mike around. It was right around Christmas time, right? Was that when it was? It was literally either Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve, and I was on the phone with Mike for 3 hours. I'm like, we need to sign this guy. We need to sign this guy. It's like, well, we don't have a roster spot. We need to get him. How do we get him? We need to make this happen.
Yeah, we need to make it happen. And then XL2 imploded, and
yeah, and it worked out. So
yeah,
we're very happy. Very happy with how it worked out. And I think Kai is one of the players. I mean, he's unbelievable. And he's not afraid of anybody, and he does this thing. I mean, obviously he had a little bit of a bad game yesterday, but team picked him up and helped him out. But yeah, I mean, we expect him, we expect him to do well every game. We really do. And
yeah,
it's good. He can do that. So
solid guy.
Yeah. Warhammer still needs his hat and sweater from when he was doing VOD recording. Yep.
Send that one, right?
Oh, I cursed. Yep. Sorry.
Yep.
Apologize.
Family show. Bringing in relatively young players from contenders can be a tricky process to adjust the Overwatch League scene. Which players do you think have improved the most from when you first decided to sign them? I mean, I think all of them, right? I would say pretty much all the players we got improved pretty significantly. I think we've played everybody on stage from our roster. Because they earned it, right?
Yeah.
It's not hey, we're playing, we're playing Boston this week. Let's just rotate in our, our subs, the people who played apply into Atlanta. And, he wasn't doing bad. That wasn't the reason we lost or we're losing the first couple of maps. He was pretty decent on the Echo. So I'd say they all improved pretty well.
Yeah, I think it's a system we really wanted, right? Any player we picked up, we wanted to be able to be put into the system to play whenever, because a lot of things happen, right? Especially when we're thinking about travel and all that stuff. Is people could get sick, metas change, hero pools change. It's so dynamic that we needed to invest that time into everybody, and I think it paid off for us. Really good. So yeah.
So I guess that kind of answers some of the Twitch questions. Do you think
How did
more
y'all
teams?
react to McGravy's barbershop stream? I don't care what they do, as long as they don't hurt each other with the Clippers. That's what I was afraid of. Was someone getting hurt with the Clippers, but
last
I don't care. They do whatever they want.
Yeah. What else? Where are we at here? If we picked up Cruz instead of Toronto, do you think we would have played him in our starting roster? I mean, probably. Don't think so, right? We wouldn't have.
Who?
I mean, Cruz. If we picked up Cruz instead of Toronto, do you think we would have played him?
Why would we pick up Cruz?
I don't know. That's like why.
That's a dumb question. I'm saying it. That's a dumb question. I'm sorry.
I just saw it pop up like 3 times, so I want to make sure I answered it. Yeah. How often do you watch Asian games? How likely to influence play? Seeing as really little time. I mean, I watch them when they come out. I usually it's the same thing. Like, you kind of expect it. It's going to rotate the same to our meta. I think they just have like a higher preference towards like the dive and Sombra versus like what we play. So it's like the same permutations as like a few niche hero things, depending on like the teams that you're watching. But I would say it doesn't really change what we're doing. Like, we come up with a strategy early enough, and then we iterate through that, and then it's
I mean, there's really no way to say, hey, these guys play on Saturday and we play on Sunday, and they ran something that looks pretty cool. Like, who cares, right? We practiced a whole week doing something else, so I don't think it really changes the perception of a little bit, and it's a little bit hard to watch, especially for me because it's so early in the morning.
True. Yeah, for you it's like 4 a.m.
5 a.m. or something.
4 or 5 a.m. Yeah, I just stay up, play Path of Exile, and watch.
Yeah, if Michael wakes up early, sometimes I get to throw it on the TV when it's early, but not very often. Just kind of scroll through, see if there's anything cool from it, and see who wins and loses. So.
Yeah, Soul plays spam comp, they win. Soul does not play spam comp, they get wrecked or double shield.
It happens. I guess.
Easy game. Shanghai wins. I just assume Shanghai wins. I kind of watch it only for like Guangzhou and Chengdu for the entertainment value at some point.
How important was it to make top 4 seed for you? Anything you want to share about what kind of team you'd prefer to play this weekend? I mean, it was important to me. I guess let's see how to phrase this. Obviously, I really wanted us to be the number 3 seed. We had a great opportunity to do that, and we threw it away. But I think actually by doing that, it was better long term for the players because it was a learning experience, and as long as we still won that match and got top 4, that's great. No, like I said, at the beginning of the year, I'm still salty about it. People rated us 20th in the league. They said we're going to be worse than Boston. I mean, Gladiators is worse than Boston, obviously, but I mean, not us. And I think it's really great for a bunch of reasons. We have the opportunity to win. We win one game, and we end going to the midseason at 6-6, 500 with probably the toughest schedule in the league. And for the players, it's hey, we can actually do this. We are good. We're just as good as everybody else, if not better. And it's a good confidence moment. So it was really important. And as for who we play this weekend, anybody. Put us up against anybody, we're going to win. So don't care who it is out of the lower side. So
true.
I have a question.
Cutting the line.
You mentioned Path of Exile really quick. Like, wondering what your guys' favorite games are outside of like shooters and stuff.
Outside of shooters?
I don't play anything outside of shooters.
No. Yeah,
Packing's hard stuck Valorant, Plat 3 right now.
Well, listen, I was Diamond 2 days ago, and then you tanked my rating.
I recall
I'm stuck.
I'm just saying, I recall being up there with you. I think it was me and Gumba at the top of the board, and you were just kind of drowning down there. Dude, I'm gold.
What happened?
Gumba and I just sitting there carrying you.
That's not what happened. Every time it's there's a funny thing. Like, anytime Gunba and I play alone, we win. Anytime we don't play alone, I don't know who we would add there, but maybe someone who's in this call, and then we lose. So
hey, don't about Reagan like that. It's fucked up.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, Reagan.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Games I play outside of this, TFT. I've been grinding Path of Exile because I don't know. It's like a good brain dead game where I can just like run around a map and hit big numbers. Been doing that. Then pretty much just
Custa believes in us. That's very true. He did. and Sideshow's gonna have to shave it in his head. And I was talking to Custa the other day, and I said, when we finish top 10 or whatever the hell his goal was for Sideshow, hopefully the COVID stuff is taken care of, and I could fly out there and be with him when he's shaving it into his head. So, yeah.
What else
with the Glads loss versus Boston, does that improve morale when you're playing against Glads? Oh, we just hate Glads. I say we collectively, but I mean we do. Yeah, it's us. I mean it's me, but I'll say we collectively. I don't think we really needed to improve morale to beat Glads. Like last time when we lost to Glads, we had a great opportunity to win, and we didn't execute well, and we gave up the map. And that's fine. You make mistakes. Like they're not a bad team. It's just funny to watch them lose to that team, and I loved every second of it. Because if I didn't hate the other LA team, then who do I hate, right? So,
just yourselves.
Yeah.
Self-deprecation. Who's better, Shaxx or KSP? I don't have to make the decision. Just play both of them. Easy.
It's a very good call. Yeah.
Easy answer.
Very good call.
What we got here?
I'm part of my collegiate Overwatch team, and to be honest, we suck. Okay. What tips do you have for a small college team trying to improve? Get better players initially. That's usually the biggest issue with collegiate teams. From all of the collegiate teams that I've talked to, which I went around and spoke to a bunch of them this year. Like a lot of them, just there's no talent, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just if you have a bunch of diamond players on your collegiate team and you're playing against bigger schools that are top 500 grandmaster. I mean, some of these schools have former professional players. Yeah, of course you're going to struggle. So. Yep. The talent is typically the issue initially, but what you can do, even if the talent's not there, you could make sure that you have a very regimented structure, right? You practice the same times. You make sure you guys are doing review together. You make sure you look at your POVs. You're always watching them back, finding out what you could have did better. Why were you doing something? How could you have changed? Would that have impacted the fight at all? Macro wise, same thing. Do reviews with the team. Talk about it. And then you go from there, and you just start building a little bit at a time, because there's a lot you need to know, and this game is so dynamic and there's so much stuff in it that it's just baby steps, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. And then if everybody's putting their part and doing their weight, and then you get better and better players, you'll make it out, and you'll do a good job. So
In-N-Out, Shake Shack, or Whataburger? Shake Shack, no questions. In-N-Out is literally a bottom 5 burger.
Yeah, I agree. Hard agree with that. Yeah,
there's not even room to debate that. Popeye's chicken sandwich or Chick-fil-A, and why is it Popeye's?
Oh my god, dude. Chick-fil-A, I literally I'd ban that person. If they say Popeyes.
I haven't had the Popeye's chicken sandwich, so I can't really comment.
It's good. The Popeye's chicken sandwich is good. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, the Chick-fil-A is just across the street from me, so it's Chick-fil-A kind of a default there. Fast food to fast casual. Why can't people realize this? I mean, I would generally agree with that assessment.
What are your expectations for the meta and Melee? Beats me. Just gotta play the game.
I think people are just going to go to default to their.
I think that's one of the reasons why I think it was so important for us to get top 4 is we get to see what other teams play the day before. So even if we're running something all week, we can make adjustments, and they have to show us that, and then it's good for us, and we get to pick the first map. So it's a pretty good advantage going into the weekend.
Max said Shake Shack chicken sandwich. If you're going to Shake Shack, you're not getting a burger and fries.
Wait, who said that?
Max, what are you doing?
Oh my god. Are you okay?
It's like going to a barbecue joint and getting salad. What the poof.
Aside from yourself, who do you think the most impactful coaches are for their teams this year? Gumba. That would be the guy. Other than that, I don't really know what happens behind the scenes on other teams. So I don't know. A lot of people just talk about how much they work and how hard it is. And, they have these rosters with freaking $2 million and then their teams don't do well. So I don't know. I mean, it's just hit or miss.
Are you able to give a speech for why you should be coach of the year?
if you want to vote for me, vote for me. I don't. I think we do okay. So.
Do you like randomized bans, or would you prefer in-game bans? I mean, I think in-game bans would be good for just like the coaching side of things. I mean, I think both are, fine. Randomized are good for viewership. I think it's more entertaining, but I think if you want to like move into the model of doing, in-game bans, that's another layer of strategy that you have to coach for, and that adds to the job. So, I think both are pretty solid. I personally would like in-game bans. I think that would just make the scene, it's easier to control some variables there.
Yeah,
that's how I would feel about it. But either one's fine.
Yeah, I've been on that same boat. I actually was talking about it in 2017. I was talking about how I wish Overwatch would go to a system of pick and bans like League of Legends or something like that, because there are MOBA-esque, ties to this game. Like as much as people don't see it, whatever, there's tons and tons and tons of similarities.
This game is more like a MOBA than it is like an actual FPS, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing is, it adds that extra depth and that extra layer. People can still, you can, if someone's in a certain roster or playing in the game, like you can set up bans against them, or you could try to target a person if you don't think their hero pool is really good, or it makes you have the ability to play to your strengths. And I mean, obviously they would need to add a lot more heroes for that to be possible. So maybe it's something down the road, but
I wonder if they. I mean, I do agree. I think adding more heroes is impactful. I posted the other day, just like, I think if you rotated bans out where it was like you pick like your home team bans or gets pick or ban first, and then you ban like each team bans a tank out, then you pick the remainder of the tanks, and then you kind of go down the list like that, and you just go back and forth like with a possibility of like non-unique heroes. I mean, I think that's kind of like the interesting thing is like with the mirror comps, I think do throw a lot of things off, because if you're not mirrored, I think it's easy. I think it's easier to balance once you kind of get the initial foundation down. You need to add more. I mean, I think it's just there's a lot of things with it that should have to change. But
who knows? I mean, it's the league is I mean, it's what, year 3, so they're always trying to find ways to improve and stuff, and who knows, whatever happens. So
yeah, I will say like willingness to like change is pretty good. Like they take our suggestions. We talk to the league pretty consistently about like what our feedback is, and sometimes it takes time. And like I think the biggest thing is like, listen, if they're gonna make a change, just go make the change, and then like see how it works. Like you're never gonna know. You can't just theory craft everything. It's you have to actually figure out what's good. And sometimes they make the wrong decision. Sometimes it's a good decision. And like I think as long as you approach a net positive, I think it's fine. But
why does it say Packing10? Obviously, he wanted to be emulate the best tank player of all time. So he begged me, hands and knees, he groveled, asking if he could wear it, and I told him, of course he could. So,
and that's the story.
That's the story. Yeah, that's definitely what happened, right? Like, I'm not crazy.
No, it wasn't that they forgot to ship his jersey to Dallas, and we couldn't use it.
Yeah, definitely couldn't have been
wasn't that. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I'm just saying, after he wore my jersey, he's been popping off. I'm just saying. So there's something in it.
True. Has been quite the pop off. Could you see tournament type events like this one being held in the future? Yeah, probably. I think it's pretty solid. Honestly, overall, I think like regular seasons, like even in regular sports, are just kind of like antiquated for what it's worth. Like there's people who go to every single game of every like their favorite sports team, but like that's kind of the minority. And I think people like the story that leads into a tournament. Like just this one as like an isolated example is Valiant come into this at like what were we coming into this before we had it like 2-6, right? Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, so you come in like 2-6, and the story's like, can we get 3 wins? We get 3 wins back to back. We qualify for the tournament. It's like, oh wow, we're a top 4 seed. Like that's a story people can get attached to. Like I think that's pretty impactful for like the fans and people who want to watch it, and like they can tune in for a couple of days and see a bunch of Overwatch and a bunch of like things that are actually meaningful, rather than like, it's Boston playing Shock. Like who gives a So.
Why are you cursed? Family, Mike, please.
I
would never curse in my life. I can't believe you would do that. Okay, what else we got here? Do you guys think the weekly hero bans are too stressful for teams to adapt to? Would like longer periods? I think longer periods defeats the purpose of what they want to do, right? Are hero bans an easy thing to prepare for? No, not at all. But I also think teams just prepare incorrectly. Like, there's teams out there that are scrimming 3 times a day trying to find, the absolute, best micro play out of all these comps and all that stuff. And I don't think that's what matters. And it changes the way you need to coach. It changes how the game works. It changes everything. And, you can't think the same way you would as if there were no hero bans. And I mean, it's stressful. It's stressful on me. It's stressful on my coach. It's stressful on the players. But hey, listen, if you want to win, you do what you need to do to win. So.
Family friendly, yes, the friendliest. What is your goal for Valiant for the remainder of the season into next? I mean, winning. Winning's always the goal, right?
Yeah, I like that. I like winning. Yeah. Favorite color? Orange. If you disagree, leave.
Blue. A basic.
Orange and blue are pretty good.
I guess more elaborately to answer the Valiant goals question into next is like winning obviously is always the main goal, but I think like doing it in a way that's actually like you can throw a bunch of money to try to win something. I think a lot of teams do that. And I think there's a time and place to do that, but I think a lot of teams just kind of don't do it correctly. I mean, like I guess like Vancouver, right? Like that's a good example of it. Like literally threw the pot of gold at that team to get them in, and like it was successful, right? Like they made it to second place, but then like I don't think they did it in a way that was sustainable. And like look at where they kind of end up now, right? Like that I think they did more damage with that approach overall than they gained in positive support from last year. So I think it's making sure you win, but like doing it in a way that you can actually set yourself up to succeed. I guess more like shock, right? Like do it in a way that's sustainable, do it in a way that makes you like, builds a story and like people can jump on the train and you have like a solid fan base. Like that's the ideal way to win. But, at the end of the day, make sure you win. Do you think it's possible for the Asia and NA teams to play against each other before COVID is over? I mean, I think yes, right? That has to be a yes because like COVID is probably going to exist for at least another year, right? Until like a vaccine possibly comes out. So I'd imagine the world kind of starts up again prior to that point. So I could see like finals. I could see finals being like land no audience if the immigration stuff resolves itself.
Yeah, I think online play, absolutely not. I mean, it's tough. Like we practiced before Dreamer, Rain, and Lastro got from Korea to the States. We practiced, half the time NA West, half the time Korea, and we played the Korean teams, and it was tough. I'm not saying it's not winnable, but I mean, you play like even meeting in the middle at the Japan server, it's still a pretty big disparity. So probably hard. Blue and yellow or green and gold? I actually liked both of them, but I'll tell you I love those heckin' green and black jerseys last year.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet.
Those were jerseys. Sick, yeah. And I never got one, so maybe you guys could all like spam Mike on Twitter or something. And
nah. So. If I hit get verified, I'll send you a jersey. Reagan.
What is the best way to find new talent? Use your eyes.
Open. Throw the widest net possible, and don't be biased towards things you already know.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem is people get so biased with things they either think they know or people that they like or past experiences with people. And to be good, you need to be objective and not subjective. And it's hard to do that. But if you find a way to do that and you can call each other out if you're being biased, then you'll make a good team. So,
is there a team in the Atlantic Division you see as a rival? Atlantic Division teams and rivalries. Oof.
I mean, they all suck, don't they?
No, I'm kidding. But really though.
I mean,
I do want to see Philly.
I have a personal vendetta against the team, but I mean, that's just me. So.
Yeah, didn't we? I do want to see the Philly one. I want to see how we'd stack up against Philly when we play them. think we do pretty well there.
Spill the tea? I don't know.
Prefer matches being on Twitch or YouTube? Honestly, I like YouTube. I mean, not like the rubber banding YouTube, but like I get to scroll through the VOD type of things because I miss stuff all the time. So it's nice being able to just go back easily. But I guess like broader business sense, like, you know, Twitch was better from that perspective, right? But I don't know. YouTube isn't. I don't think. I mean, YouTube overall, like YouTube gaming growth has been upward. So, you know, just kind of like I think it's Overwatch's algorithm for that's been a bit whacked. But hopefully that fixes. I think we had some better viewership this weekend.
I mean, the god himself, Chipsa, played. So,
dude, I think that match ended getting 50% increase in viewership, which is insane.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
are we the Lakers or the Clippers of the Overwatch League? I don't watch basketball, so I can't answer that question.
Realistically, we're probably the Clippers, but you know, it doesn't mean that we don't want to win everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The other team in LA, they kind of, you know,
yeah,
they're there.
How do we feel about losing out signing Chipsa? I mean, we just couldn't.
You know, we threw the bag at Chipsa. Why do you like? I mean, we threw the bag. That's why, you know, when we talk about getting rid of players and stuff, we got rid of everybody so we could try to get Chipsa, and we missed. We didn't get him. So
yeah, I think Comcast actually gave him a stake on their cap table. Like that's
50. Yeah, he actually owns 51% of the company. It's insane.
Yeah, now he's throttling everyone's internet. That's why Philly's so good.
Yeah.
What else?
Like the other team is less present. You know what? I like you. Whoever that was. Who is that? That's I don't know how to say that. Chef. Yeah, the other team. That's what you don't even say their name, dude. Just the other team. The other LA team. I like that. Chef. Gotcha.
Chef.
Easy.
Chef IE.
Chefy. Okay.
Chef Internet Explorer. Got you.
Got it.
There was one that got buried in Twitch chat. From OW Barb asking about like online homestands, which I guess can be pivoted toward. What do you guys miss most about Dallas? You said it was your favorite point. Is there something about being around that like live audience?
Yeah, live audience is always awesome. Like, I mean, for
so many people, it's awesome. Yeah.
You meet people. I mean, for me, it's always, and Packing knows this. Like, when I'm like at home and like just online, like I have like the worst anxiety. But when I go to events, it's usually like in the things where it's like more chaotic, I tend to be calmer than if we are like in something that's like a low stress environment. So that's why I like going to events. Because there's just all this stuff to focus on, so I can't think about being nervous or anything. I mean, I still pace around the room, just being like, "Oh, we're fucked. We're fucked. We did something stupid. Oh God," you know. But it's much less, you know.
The energy is just different.
Yeah.
I mean, like it was one of the reasons why we struggled early in the year. Granted, we were playing good teams, but like matches didn't feel like matches when you play and it's on stage and all that. It's different energy, different environment. Like, I mean, I met in Dallas a bunch of people that, you know, they just come up and they're like, "Oh, dude, like, you know, I'm this guy. You know, I was played in Contenders or whatever like 3 years ago." And I mean, it's cool. It's a really great experience. You get that interaction with, you know, the fans and, you know, other teams, and it's a lot of fun. Not to mention you get to try the food from all over the place. We got to go to a great what was it, like the PC Bang down there that like we rented out
Java Gaming Cafe.
Yeah, Java Gaming. Yeah. And we rented out there, like they had like a freaking little like amphitheater that were like really good PCs, and we got to rent that out and get the players practice time there and things like that. It was really, really cool. So I mean, it was a great experience. And that's the best stuff. You get being able to like to see the different cultures and all that stuff. I got to travel around a lot with the Marine Corps, but there's a lot of places I still haven't seen, and it was great.
Yeah, I was really hyped to go to Europe for like I've only been to like Eastern Europe pretty much from CS:GO, so I wanted to kind of experience some of the more London and Paris would have been really sweet to go to.
Yeah, Paris was great. When I went there for the Contenders finals, I was super excited to go back there because there was some stuff that I just didn't get to do out there, and the fans were, oh my God, they were amazing. They were so great. It was a great experience, but maybe next year.
What sort of things have we done, hobbies or whatever, to maintain our sanity? Oh, well, what do? I run on for a little bit each day, and I made cement weights, which I'm pumped to try out. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
What else did I do? And then I just play Path of Exile, and that's pretty much it. I don't really do anything super fun. I just work 12 to 16 hours a day.
I think working is the one. Yeah, that's what I do. And then spending time with my family.
Yeah.
Obviously, we get to spend the mornings together, and there's a lot of work, obviously. So it's nice being able to have all of them around and get the experience. Michael's almost 2; he turns 2 next month, and Cooper's 4 months old now. The time just goes by so fast. And yard work too. That's what I've been doing. Been trying to till the land and get get new grass planted and all kind of stuff like that. Typical dad stuff.
It sounds like my dad, dude. And I got the Kentucky Blue out here,
How does it feel to almost blow a 2-0 lead against Defiant? It feels great because we won, and winning is all that matters at the end. So thank you for your question, Game Boy.
4826.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese only with truffles. Next question. New season of PoE comes out June 19th. BT Dubs.
So you get one. I don't know, man. Cities for Overwatch League.
Chicago has to be one. That's up there.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a nice place.
Seattle, maybe. Maybe.
Las Vegas. There you go. Yeah, sign me up. Let's go. Vegas.
Vegas. Maybe another New York team.
Denver could be okay. Yeah, my camera might die here because my.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
Rip. I'm gonna boom. Packing's big board. Why are they in red?
You don't need to worry about anything about my big board.
How does Chicago not have a team? Don't know. What else we got? Anything else in Discord? Make sure. Do you think a current team will ever relocate to another city and rebrand? That's interesting. I'd say yeah. I think there's a likelihood of that.
Be interesting, yeah.
Yeah. What team would do it? I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know about that.
I do think LA is an oversaturated market, but yeah. Unrelated to me wanting the Gladiators out of here.
Yeah, get them out of here. I was big on the hate train on the rebranding and roster move. Thanks for having thicker skin. Buzz, what are you doing, bud? Come on.
Just still reading stuff. Are we changing colors? Yeah, we're gonna change colors again.
Yeah,
100%.
Dude, I wish there were Valiant blue hats in the world too. I would take one of those too.
Yeah. Unlucky.
How many tips to get to GM? Play the game and actually try to get better. Try to improve and don't care about winning. That's the important thing. If you improve, then you'll win more games. So.
Wise words. This is why you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
What else?
We see more KSF for apply in the future, playing stick with Sharks KSP. Just depends.
Yeah.
Best players play every week.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it works.
Facts. Green to dark green, blue to dark blue. There we go. Easy.
Echo must pick? I don't know.
Probably. Maybe. Yeah. She's really good. She's but I think you can have the opportunity to run double hit scan. Who knows? If she's not getting pocketed, you're ducked.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think by any means bad, but I mean, it's really good. I mean, it's really, really good, but I don't know if it's a must pick if there's no hero bans or anything like that. So we'll see.
If you could add a hero, what would the abilities be?
I don't know. It's above my pay grade. I just look at things. So
College. Yeah, Colin Jeff. Probably something with
Shaq's the best
a mass
Echo. Is that why I played every case of reply, even if it's styled DPS? I mean, it's like I said, you know, we put the roster out every single week that we think is the best opportunity to win. So, if that's the roster we played, that's the roster we thought that was the best one to win. So,
what's the best way to try and make an AL team? Well, you can either get $20 million, buy one, or
can I have $20 million?
Yeah. Or just
do you guys know what on fleek means? Do you know what that means, Mike?
I don't know, but apparently my eyebrows should be on fleek. I think that's what it should be. If I remember my 2015 isms.
Do you know what the tip of the shoelace is called?
They
don't pay me enough to know that one.
It's the aglet.
The aglet?
You're an aglet.
That's okay. Never using that one. Thanks for that. How long do we scrim each day? 4 hours, right?
Yeah, usually, yeah. I mean, normally, you know, in a non-coronavirus world, you know, it'd be varying, but coronavirus world, there's no more than 4 hours of scrim a day.
Yeah. Got to keep everybody sane.
Someone from Instagram is asking, how important is it, like, as a player to... Oh, I lost it. How important is it as a player to balance gameplay with building up?
What was the last part you cut out?
Building what?
Building other skills and, like, having other hobbies.
I mean, I think it's important overall. Like, it's good for your health and development as like a human being to make sure you have good time management, right? And like actually, you know, too many people just focus like to get into it. You're gonna have to focus exclusively on the game, but like once you're getting coached and you know you make it there, then it's you know you're gonna get diminishing returns at some point from like practicing. So like it's beneficial to like work out and do other things. Obviously, I think that's something that's pretty overlooked. We're not signing Hoxel.
What do you mean? We are. Oh wait, you're.
Was that Robo? Yeah, packing broke. Packing boomed. That's a great boom picture, by the way. All right. Speedrun question since packing is dead. Oh, hey, it's just me in my box. Excellent. What's the best passive aggressive insult you've said or heard? I would get banned again if I said that. Who's LA Valiant's graphics designer? We have a few graphic designers and they're all amazing. I actually ran into George today. Literally ran into him. Packing got hacked.
Oh.
Boomed. He's coming back.
Oh.
Can we get gamer snacks back with KSF and play? Would it be the same though? Would it really be the same?
So, you know. It's all you. I'm not going to get a cord. So how does it feel to lose to the Gladiators in week 11? I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
I like it's just the packing Doomfist icon from your Discord in the chat now.
That's me. Yeah.
Another one on Instagram.
Oh. Okay. No, you go, Reagan.
Thanks, Becky.
You're welcome. Anything I could do to make your life easier.
Thank you. I don't know if you can even answer this one, but can you guys like talk about what you saw as like the biggest challenge going into the Toronto match, or like is there any like specific player we're worried about
in the Toronto match?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me think back. I try to brain dump everything as soon as we get done with it because the turnover time's too short to really dwell on, you know, what we really need to do to be successful. This week we really went into the game with we actually were not a fan of this hero pool at all.
I'm trying to think how to say this. Yeah, okay, we'll just say it this way. We just weren't a fan of the hero pool at all. So we're looking into it. We figured, there's a couple comps that are super meta that teams are going to win. We initially thought that. Oh, thank you for that picture, Reagan. We initially thought that they were going to run a lot of the dive type stuff. We weren't expecting them to run Bapzen. We didn't really see that at all this week, but we know Kriv is, Kriv is like a clutchy boy. I mean, obviously, I love Kriv. He's one of my favorite players I've ever coached. And we just went in with our strategy and we say, hey, we'll adapt on the fly. And we saw that Bapzen. We kind of tried to make a couple adjustments, and then they started doing things differently, and it is what it is. But I don't think necessarily we go into weeks saying if we shut this one player down, or if we do if we can take this guy out of the game this week, then that's how we win. There might be a time that happens, but against a lot of these teams, I think it's more about getting ourselves in a position where we're not taking 50-50 fights, and we're taking stuff that should be better for us to win. So yeah.
What's the biggest challenge in the preseason? Coming with a lot of contenders players. Just the experience, I would say, for that one.
The preseason is actually the easiest part with the contenders players because they're super motivated, right? Like they're like, that's my chance. Like I could play all the time. I'm in the Overwatch League and I want to grind. I want to do this. And then 5 weeks into the season, they're like, shit, man, this is exhausting. And you don't get a break, and you get pounded into the ground. And then you got people like me yelling at you every day to fix your shit. And it's like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting, but yeah, the open, whatever, preseason, all that kind of stuff. That's more of a stressful time for Mike and myself than it is for the players. Because they're all excited. So
we just sit there going through like 400 trials, like trying to figure out, how do I make this into a competitive Overwatch team with a nice picture, Reagan? How do I make this Overwatch team out of a paper clip and some bubble gum?
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, it's one of those things. We had over 1,100 people apply to try out for us this year.
Yeah.
And we got down to the players we thought were going to make us a good team. And
opinion on the new contenders format. I mean, I think it's just not the format's not the issue. I think it's actually just the the non-exposure. Like I have to do some Sherlock Holmes shit to find a contenders game half the time.
Yeah,
that's the worst part.
Hard. Yeah, and the thing is because of the way it is now, like all the games aren't on, and just because the team loses doesn't mean that a team doesn't mean a team or a player isn't really good on that team, right? You could have like one really good player on a team, and the team could suck, but it makes it a little bit harder that way. But it's a good thing we have a very open system for us to scout talent, and that's how I genuinely believe you find the best talent. So keep it rolling.
How does quarantine benefit the team as opposed to being a hindrance? We're not traveling, so we always have home field advantage in our office or in our apartments. Soon to be office, hopefully. Do I think there'll be a World Cup this year? No. I don't think there'll be a World Cup this year.
Yeah, probably not. Probably stay away from that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think Owl is dying? Nice. Oh, it's Game Boy again, dude. What a guy. What a guy.
A boy. He's a boy.
Oh, he is a boy. Yeah. Okay. You guys did a pretty good job with scouting. Thank you. You could just call me handsome as well. So thank you.
I guess you can get the paycheck from Owlwash 202.
Where's that?
You said you did a pretty good job with scouting, and I said,
that guy. Yeah, I just read his message. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to, you could DM me and you get my OnlyFans, and we'll go from there. So
you didn't even hit 100 viewers.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do for the viewership. So, let's see what else is there. What's the scouting process like? A lot of fans, including myself included, were incredibly worried about roster pickups, especially when we lose fan favorites. Well, I will not give you the exact process, but we ran an open trial with like 1,100 people in it, and then we evaluated all of those people and we picked who we thought was best. And like we said, if if you're really objective about it and you follow the system and it'll be successful. At least I believe it'll be successful. I think we showed it can be successful, and that's one of the reasons why Mike keeps me around. So if I gave away the secrets, then everybody would do it, and then I'd lose value. So let's not do that.
Yeah, and Packing's like ever knock at the door. What was the other? Do we think there'll be a World Cup? Or not the World Cup. Do we think, that one. No, the World Cup continue or make any? I think the format for World Cup should be that no Overwatch players should be able to play in it.
What they should do, which would be really, really cool, I think, is they should do like the same thing that they did with the, you get like an Overwatch League coach or whatever. You do the community thing, you do the fan thing, and then you can't use Overwatch League players, right? Like, so you'd have like experienced coaches or whatever, popular coaches or whatever you want to say, and then those players work with some of this contender talent and like give them a platform to be visible on. That'd be really cool, at least in my opinion. So
yeah, I mean, I think World Cup, like any contender stuff, should always be a show. Like, or World Cup should just be a showcase for people who like.
Ooh, the Contenders Cup, nice, Mike. We're already doing it here. Let's do it.
Yeah, Contenders Cup. I think like Overwatch. I mean, it's like it stresses people out because they have to play pretty much all year round, which is like awful, and then it like denies people opportunities to get noticed. Like, use it as an experience to highlight like people who want to be like a general manager or a head coach. Like, they should be able to coach their country's team if they're like building your local scene. Like, if it's a globalized esports league, like try to develop global talent. It shouldn't just be Korea and Europe. I guess Europe is pretty lacking, so just Korea. But yeah, it's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah.
Best advice for a short-term tryout, 2 to 3 days, focus on. I mean, really just mechanics and communication, I think, are the 2 best things.
Yeah.
Pretty generic there. Do you pick individual talent you think would be better for a team pick? I think if somebody's just not a bad person and they're cracked out of their mind with their aim, and they have a pretty good game sense, like, you want to pick that up over somebody. Like, you can make somebody a team player, you can't make someone an insane talent, So I would rather just go with individual talents all the time and make.
It kind of just depends. I think it's to be a team, like, you want the best mechanical players, but like, there are other aspects of the team that you need to take care of, and you need to make sure that environment's going to be good and what you want. And a lot of that, you can coach into, and you could establish those bounds and how things are going to work and why they're going to work that way, and all that stuff. So mechanics definitely is up there, right? People just don't aim like KSP. You can't, if you pick up a really nice guy, but he can't aim like KSP, well, then guess what? Then KSP kills him every time, and you never win. So not saying KSP's a bad guy. I love Kai. He's super funny. He's super nice. So
it's fucking dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do we got? Should Al implement the tier 2 events CDL has? For example, Seattle has a mini tournament. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think it's bad. Yeah.
That'd be cool, yeah. Can you give us a preview of what homestands would be like? Do you wait. You missed Intimate Blizzard Arena. Blizzard Arena was cool. I mean, the other homestands were pretty cool. If they sold out, Mike was gonna be walking around shirtless. So I mean, we did have that planned. Last year was the dunk tanks. This was just Mike walking around shirtless. So yeah. I mean, man, we missed out. Thoughts on Gravy's skill as a barber? Well, I actually thought he did. I was impressed. So
yeah. He hasn't gotten at this yet, so we're okay. We're good.
Does anyone have a final question before we wrap it up?
Mike would have been the ring girl before the maps. You were 100% correct.
That's
we had
true.
the Daisy Dukes out. We had the no shirt Daisy Dukes, freaking Give him the map and holding it above his head like escort or something. That'd be great, man. Gotta get that one up to Ari. Jeez.
Taco Boy 14. Let's hold up for this one. This better be a good. This is the last one I'm answering.
Can KSP adopt me?
Stop typing. He's rethinking life choices.
I don't think KSP legally can adopt you. Can't, and not in the States at least.
What other players were you considering signing before deciding on the final roster? I wish I saw that spreadsheet. Do I still have it? I think it's a good one, Edna. Spicy question. I think I'll only answer if they're actually on a team.
I honestly don't remember.
My Google Drive is literally like.
I know, it's littered. It is littered.
I'm diving in here. It's like, where is it? Development, 2019 off-season trials. Oh my goodness. Okay. Who is on this that we can talk about? Ooh, J-Mac.
Oh, J-Mac was good. Yeah, he's pretty.
J-Mac and Langsa. Yeah.
Oh, Langsa. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Langsa.
That is the one. Yeah, that was the one. He was really good. He was really, really good. And it just didn't work out, so.
Good old visa issues all the time.
Yeah.
Good question though, Taco. Way to cap that one off for us.
Great job.
Yeah, that was super awesome. Thanks everybody for your questions. Hope this was helpful and insightful. Thanks for coming to our Monday stream.
Next Monday we're off because it is a holiday.
What holiday is Monday? My birthday? No, it's not.
Memorial Day?
Oh wait, Thursday's my birthday. Make sure you guys hit me up on Twitter on my birthday.
Subscribe,
I can give you the PO box to send the birthday gifts to. I'm already verified.
I need to verify.
Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am?
Yeah, really.
Thursday's also your birthday, Wicked Turtle. Let's go. How do you forget your own birthday? Yeah, well,
time is a linear concept.
Yeah, when you work a lot, you don't really. Every day is the same. So, all right. We done?
We're done.
Let's go.
Later.
Thanks, everybody.
Peace, everybody.